Well, what do you know? The Phillies lose another very close game. What do you expect? What do you expect at all from this Phillies ball club when you get a game-tying shot by Schwarber in the ninth inning, and then Bellotti comes out in the ninth inning, gives up a two-run bomb? Also, you got to talk about Corey Knebel giving up a solo shot to Evan Longoria in the ninth inning. Go-ahead solo shot there. So say if, Longoria doesn't do that, maybe Kyle Schwarber walks the game off in the bottom of the ninth. Really, it's really just the same stuff. All the slop we have seen, especially in these past four games from this Phillies ball club. It's just like unbelievable. It's really unbelievable and just really, really frustrating what we have seen over these past four games. And I'm just at the point right now. Oh, yeah, I am definitely mad. I am pissed off, but I'm just at the point where I can't yell anymore because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything at all. Because I'm still at the point where this team still has to prove it to me, and they really haven't. And now they are 7 games below 500, I do believe. Yeah, 7 games below 500. And they said on the Phillies post game, this is the first time they are 7 games below 500 in the past 5 years. So that's going back to 2017. So yeah, in a really, 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 really bad spot. Really bad. Kyle Gibson thought was solid on the mound. He battled. Early parts of the bullpen were fine. It was that backstretch. Logan Webb was dealing for the Giants. Surprisingly, they hit 3 home runs off of him. He came into this game only allowing 2. They got 3 off him. But just, what are you going to do? Not getting runners on base when you're hitting these home runs. Castellanos looks like he is, getting his swing back, so that's nice to see. Rhys Hoskins goes deep, and like I said earlier, Schwarber goes deep in the ninth inning to tie the ball game up. Sadly, you're not getting runners on base. And Joe Girardi. The same questionable decisions that he's always making. The same. Why are we pinch running for Castellanos with 2 outs in the ninth inning? Why are we going to Andrew Bellotti in the 10th inning when you probably should be using Seranthony Dominguez? But oh yes, Joe Girardi has a stupid philosophy. I'm not sure if this is his philosophy. I'm not sure if this is a Phillies philosophy, but I'm assuming this is Joe Girardi's, to where he doesn't use guys 3 days in a row. But if I look back to Seranthony Dominguez in the past couple of games that he has pitched, he barely pitched anything in the game against the Mets on Saturday, and I believe he had above 10 pitches in yesterday's game against the Mets. So if I go to these past 2 Mets games just to see the pitch count for Seranthony Dominguez, if I go to Saturday's game just to look at it, so not specifically the Mets, let me go to this specific game. So if I do this, go to Saturday, see the box score, look at Seranthony Dominguez. Seranthony Dominguez on Saturday threw 1 pitch. 1 pitch on Saturday. Now if I go to Sunday's game between the Mets and the Phillies, Sunday's game in the extras, how many pitches did Seranthony Dominguez throw that game? Seranthony Dominguez, he threw 11. So in a 2-day span, he threw 12 pitches. 12 pitches, and he is unavailable today. How is 12 pitches making someone unavailable? That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense whatsoever. So he wasn't available today. You go to Bellotti in the 10th inning. And I have no idea what the hell is wrong with Corey Knebel, to where he's literally a home run cough-up machine. And I think ESPN, I'm not sure if it was ESPN or one of the ESPN stats tweets or something like that, where they said Corey Knebel is the first guy or pitcher in baseball this year to give up a game-tying home run and a go-ahead home run in the 9th inning. So, yeah, that is odd. And that's bad. Just sucks. Sucks is what it is. But before we get into the rest of this game, What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to TTP Sports. The most important thing you can do is hit that subscribe button. I will greatly appreciate that. If you're looking for all the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events, this is the place to be at, depending on the outcome, great or miserable, depending on the outcome. And if you are a current viewer of the channel, I am grateful for you being here that long and looking to continue that down the road. And if you're looking for tickets, upcoming sporting events, concerts, whatever you can think of, use the code TTP Sports down below for $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. So get yourself basically, like I said, concerts, any events like that. Maybe you want to put yourself through a Phillies game at home. Why not? It's free $20 in your pocket. Use that for the fees. Use that for parking, concessions, anything you can think of. Free money in your pocket. The deal you can't pass up. Use the code TTP Sports, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek today. So yeah, overall, very frustrated. Very frustrating. But at the same time, it's also like very, very predictable. Very predictable. But still, it was mainly, I would say, a pitching duel. I guess you can say that through basically the first parts of this game. Like I said, Kyle Gibson was still very solid overall in this game. Giants made him work, though. I'll give him that, especially in that sixth inning where he eventually got out of. He went 6 innings in this game, 3 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, which was a 2-run shot by Wilmer Flores, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts on 95 pitches. Overall, Kyle Gibson isn't the issue. 2 runs is enough to win you a ball game, given up by your starting pitcher. Familia came out in the 7th inning. I was surprised it was very clean. Got 1 strikeout on 9 pitches. Brad Hand and his work in the 8th inning got through 1, 2, 3 on 11 pitches, so that was very solid there. But then you go to these other back ends of the bullpen. Corey Knebel in the 9th inning. Evan Longoria. What was it? It was with 2 outs, right? It was with 2 outs to Evan Longoria in the 9th inning. I do believe that was the case. So if I look at right here, if I go to the 9th inning for this game, if I look at the top of the 9th, yes, it was with 2 outs. Jock Peterson barely missed a home run. He hit it right to the warning track, died right out there. Crawford grounded out, and then Evan Longoria on a fastball right down the middle of the plates, crushed it out of here. Go-ahead shot right there, made it a 3-2 ball game off Corey Knebel. So his stat line, pitched an inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run, which was the home run by Longoria on 19 pitches. His ERAs jumped to 3.43. And then Bilotti in the 10th inning pitched the full inning, 1 hit allowed, which was the go-ahead home run. 2 runs, 1 of those was earned because of the ghost runner on second base. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk on 25 pitches. Going to basically the rest of this game now. Logan Webb dealt. Logan Webb dealt for San Francisco in this game. If I look at his stat line, the Giants only used 3 pitchers. Logan Webb, 8 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, 10 strikeouts, 100 pitches, 3 home runs allowed, though. So that's something that does stand out. He came out in the 9th inning to face Kyle Schwarber, which allowed the game-tying home run there. But still, Logan Webb was absolutely dealing today. Leone came in to finish that 9th inning, got out of it only allowing a hit, which was a 2-out hit to Nick Castellanos. And then you see the entire situation, pinch running for Roman Quinn. And then he gets thrown out at second base. So, yeah, Joe Girardi in that dumb decision right there. I have no idea why you're going to Roman Quinn. I just don't understand. You did that yesterday when you had, even though yesterday was more understandable because you had the 4-3 lead going into the 9th inning. The fact that Corey Knebel blew the save, that's the issue. But then now when you make that decision, it comes back to bite you because Roman Quinn had a huge chance to bring home some runs yesterday in Nick Castellanos' spot. Didn't happen. He struck out on like a few pitches. Today, you allowed it. You pinched run for Nick Castellanos, put Roman Quinn in there. The pitcher was literally gunning at Roman Quinn basically the entire at-bat, and he got him caught stealing. Basically, he knew he was going to go eventually during the at-bat. All he had to do was throw a fastball right down the heart of the plate, give the catcher an easy enough position to throw the ball to second base, and boom, 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 he is out. Saw that coming from 10,000 miles away. 10,000 miles. Expected that from a long shot. Duvall comes out for the 9th inning, or the 10th inning, actually, for the Giants. He allowed the 1 run on the sac fly by Alec Boehm, but that was basically it. He struck out the remaining batter, which was Mickey Moniak. Mickey Moniak did make his debut this year for the Phillies. Not the prettiest of bats. Struck out 3 times. Looked like he was a little uber aggressive at the plate. Maybe trying to do a little too much. But I'm not going to harp on Mickey Moniak. I'm just not. He did make a spectacular play out in center field in this ball game. I believe it was on a Yastrzemski fly ball or a Brandon Crawford fly ball that just died out there in center field, and he made an amazing sliding catch to get it. So I'm not going to, at this point, I'm not going to pray and hope that Mickey Moniak is the savior of the ball club. I'm not putting all the pressure on him. Win the center field job. That's all I'm asking for. Prove it enough that you can win that center field job over Roman Quinn and Odubel Herrera. Shouldn't be easy to do, but right now you got to do it. So you got to go and do it. And I really hope Joe Girardi, for as long as he's the manager of this team, puts, Mickey Moniak in spots to succeed. Because right now you're still having that hole in center field, and you got to hope Mickey Moniak steals that spot. So like I said, the majority of this game was very boring. First run of the ball game comes off the bat of Nick Castellanos in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch swinging, goes deep out the left field, and it becomes a 1-0 Phillies lead there. Then you go to the bottom of the fourth inning, 2 outs. Rhys Hoskins up at the plate, battling in the count. Actually, not really battling. It was only 2 pitches into the account. And ropes a home run out the left field, absolutely smokes the ball, goes over the wall. Nice catch by the fan out there in left field, makes it a 2-0 ball game for the Phillies. Go to the top of the 6th inning. This is the final inning for Kyle Gibson. He walks Mike Yastrzemski, and I guess Kyle Gibson was a little too worried about Yastrzemski over at first base. It was a 2-strike count, a lot of foul balls by Flores, but then he hangs a sinker over the heart of the plate, and Wilmer Flores crushes it to tie the ball game up at 2. Gibson gets out of that inning, and that's basically going the rest of the way. Familia has his good 7th inning. Hand has his good 8th inning. But then you go into the top of the 9th inning. 2 outs. Peterson flies out. Crawford flies out. Then you get the Longoria home run. Gonzalez then got a single, and then he eventually got caught stealing. So there you go. Then you go to the bottom of the 9th. Kyle Schwarber up at the plate. Takes 1 pitch from Webb, and then he crushes a hanging slider over the middle of the plate, sends it over the center field wall. It was barely gone, and I mean barely, because Fairchild, who was a defensive replacement out there in center field, was this close to catching the ball over the center field wall. It just barely missed his glove going over, but still, you take those any day of the week. It's a tied ball game, and that's where this team drives me crazy. Drives me crazy because they bring you back in. They suck you back in. They try to do everything they can to suck you back in. And that's exactly what happened in that Kyle Schwarber at bats. Becomes a 3-3 ball game. Go to the rest of that inning. Gene Segura grounds out. Bryce Harper strikes out. Nick Castellanos gets a 2-out single. Then you get the pinch run for Roman Quinn. And then he gets caught stealing second base. Go to the 10th. Bilotti on the mound. You get the ghost runner out there for the Giants. First guy strikes out. And then this at bat confuses me so much to Casali. What Bilotti, I'm not sure what the pitch calls were the entire time, but literally 4 pitches in this at bat. Slider, 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 slider. 4 sliders in a row. And you know what happens on the 4th slider? Oh, yeah, it hangs over the middle of the plate, and he crushes it. It makes it a 5-3 ball game. That's what happens when you throw so many sliders in a row. You're eventually going to hang one. Not sure why you don't go fastball to maybe change up the speeds a little bit. But, I'm not the guys on the field. So, it becomes a 5-3 ball game. Go to the bottom of the 10th. Rhys Hoskins grounds out, moves Roman Quinn over the 3rd. Doesn't do anything for me there. Alec Boehm does get a sac fly to make it a 1-run ball game, but basically at the end of the day, that was basically the end of the game right there because Mickey Moniak then struck out. Phillies lose 5-4. Oh boy. Go to the lineup. The guys you paid this offseason did their job. Nick Castellanos, Kyle Schwarber, they were the best guys on the lineup today. They went 2 for 4 each with 1 RBI and 1 run scored. You only had 5 hits in this ball game. They had 4 of them. That's not good enough. Not even close to good enough. Gene Segura 0 for 4. Bryce Harper 0 for 4. Roman Quinn, he didn't get in a bat. Rhys Hoskins 1 for 4 with the home run. He had the other hit in this ball game. Alec Boehm 0 for 3 with the sac fly. Mickey Moniak 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Garrett Stubbs 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And Johan Camargo 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Runners in scoring position 0 for 1 because your only chance with runners in scoring position in this ball game was in the 10th inning. That's not good. That is not good. And also, yeah, it does show that Logan Webb dealt out there, but still, not good. Not good at all. This Phillies ball club. So now you're 21-28 on the season. You got 2 more games with the Giants upcoming this week. So you get Tuesday tomorrow at 6:45, Ranger Suarez on the mound. Then you got Wednesday at 6 o'clock with Aaron Nola on the mound. Why is that game 6 o'clock? That's a weird time. And then you get the Angels upcoming this weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You get a much-needed off day. We get a much-needed off day on Thursday. That pitching matchup, Zach Eflin, Zach Wheeler, and Kyle Gibson. So, yeah, that's your upcoming week for the Phillies. You also go on the road trip next week to Milwaukee. So, there's that. But overall, very frustrating. Very frustrating, but still, I'm not going to scream. Not worth it. Not worth it at all with this ball club. They drive me crazy, yes. Not worth it. Absolutely not worth it. I see a lot of people in the chat right here. I got Rhys in the chat saying, please, for the love of God, hashtag Joe must go. Why wasn't Sir Anthony out there in the 10th inning? I'd ask him. Also, you throw 4 sliders and to a 9th-hole hitter. That's the one thing I forgot to mention. 9th-hole hitter. You hang 4 sliders. One of them was eventually going to get hit out of the yard. Phillips in here saying, let's go Mets. So we get the Mets trolls in here. Phillies absolutely do not know how to win games. I definitely agree with that, Maurice. Scott says from 2012 to 2021, the Phillies record is 698 and 820, which includes 2020. I believe it is the Ryan Howard curse. From the moment he went down, this team has been in trouble. Could be a possibility. Definitely could be. That Ryan Howard injury just took the souls away from. Honestly, I feel like the city of Philadelphia is just cursed in general from selling our souls to win that Super Bowl. And also for the Phillies standpoint, specifically for their bullpen, Brad Lidge going perfect in 2008, not blowing one single save. I think we're still paying the price for that. I honestly think we're still paying the price for that. That in the Super Bowl. So yeah, we're cursed. We got a Rattle in the chat saying Joe Girardi is not the problem. The Phillies were supposed to develop successful pitching over their 5-year rebuild, but they did not, and this is the result. You cannot rely on signing relievers. I'm not saying Joe Girardi is the full problem. He's part of the problem because he still doesn't know how to manage a bullpen, putting guys out there in specific situations that they should not be. But when you're talking about Corey Knebel is a respected guy in baseball. He is known to be a good reliever. He is sucking right now. Was that the philosophy from Dave Dombrowski coming into this year? No. He did not expect Corey Knebel to suck this entire month. You still go out there in the 9th inning because right now he's your closer. And he's not getting the job done. He is not getting the job done. Mr. W says it's crazy that we keep turning to Knebel. Rattle says because they are the most inconsistent part of baseball. Who is in our bullpen? Who would be better in our bullpen that is better than Corey Knebel? Sir Anthony Dominguez. Sir Anthony Dominguez has been your best reliever this year. Mr. W says put Harper in. I do not care because Knebel doesn't do anything to help this team. Philip says it's not the curse of Howard, it's the curse of Familia. The guy just brings bad juju. So Familia wasn't even on the team last year, the past so many years, and he's the reason why we're losing. Hey, who knows? It could be a reason. Definitely could be a reason. Segura's best seasons were with the Mariners. Castellanos' best seasons were with the Reds. Schwarber's best seasons was with the Red Sox. Realmuto's best seasons were with the Marlins. How does this keep happening? Honestly, I feel like Gene Segura's best seasons have been with the Phillies. I don't think Gene Segura has been the issue. Nick Castellanos, he's going through a slump. It doesn't mean he's a bad player. Kyle Schwarber, this is the Kyle Schwarber experience that no one really reports about. He's a notorious slow starter, but he's also a guy that is capable of going on streaks of home runs. We haven't seen that yet. This is part of the Kyle Schwarber experience. So right now, we've seen most of the bad. But Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, why these guys play? Because right now, this is not right now what Dave Dombrowski envisioned because of the whole situation with Bryce Harper's injury. This is more going to the defensive side because you see Nick Castellanos out there in right field. You see Schwarber out there in left field consistently every single day because of the Bryce Harper situation with his UCL tear. This was not envisioned by Dave Dombrowski coming into the offseason because now when you have the DH in the National League, you probably get to utilize more opportunities there because you can get guys who need days off from the field batting in the DH position. When Bryce needs a day off from the field, he bats DH. When Castellanos needs a day off from the field, he bats DH. When Schwarber needs a day off from the field, he bats DH. When JT needs a break from catching one day, he's the DH. When Rhys Hoskins gets a break from the field, he DHs. When Alec Boehm needs a break from the field, he DHs. Most likely, if Bryce Harper was able to play left field, right field consistently and wasn't injured, you'd mostly be seeing a platoon DH majority of the time, or platoon left field between Schwarber and Castellanos, and a lot of those guys splitting time with the DH role. So right now, even though you're really glad for the DH in the spot so Bryce Harper can hit and he's taking advantage of all that as possible, but it's also screwing you over at that point. It's not Bryce Harper's fault. It's just, the situation that you're stuck in at this point. Philip says Schwarber's best seasons were with the Cubs. His best stretch was last year with not the Capitals, the Nationals. Yeah. Marie says Phillies bullpen is rising faster than gas prices. Honestly, what's going to be higher at the end of the day? Your gas prices or the Phillies bullpen ERA? That's definitely a good question. Their bullpen ERA is rising faster than me on Viagra. Oh boy. Chris says, how you doing, Chris? You can never throw 4 sliders in a row. Yeah, that is definite. You shouldn't be doing that at all. Julian says Joe Girardi is a major problem with his bullpen moves, and this nonsense with him keep pulling Nick Castellanos for Roman Quinn in extras is ridiculous. I know why he does it, but it's dumb. Dave Dombrowski has to take a lot of heat with these Familia and Knievel signings. Chris says you should cast a spell to break the curse. I can't do that. I am not a magician, sadly. I am nowhere near capable of doing that at all with anything. Julian says Bryce has to start thinking he isn't going to work out here. This team is by far the worst team on the field since he's signed. That's not going to be in Bryce Harper's mindset at this point. That's just not going to be. Ratty says my previous mentions meant to the state of the Phillies seemed to suck talent out of every player they signed. Couldn't say that because of the word count. That's understandable. I wasn't I didn't mean to make it sound like it's coming at you, but I understand that point though. It does seem like whenever a guy has good production somewhere else, when they come to Philadelphia, it just for some reason doesn't work. It feels like anyone who gets put in that bullpen sucks. Specifically over the past so many years, anyone who gets put in that bullpen sucks. And we got to, oh my God, what am I thinking of right now? Not James Norwood. He's this year. Brandon Workman. Oh, God. That is a blast from the past right there. Oh, my God. Eddie says, trade Bryce and watch the Phillies get a ring, just like the Nats did when they let him go. Bryce is cursed. I don't think that's the reason. That was just a coincidence. Dylan says this team can score 10 in the first and still find a way to blow it. They've already done that before, technically with a 7-run lead. They've done that before. Oh boy, this Philadelphia Phillies team is definitely a phenomenon. Definitely. Oh boy. My goodness. I'm trying to see if there's anything from Twitter just talking about the game in general. If there's any more reports from the players or anything like that. If I go back to Joe Girardi's press conference, because I listened to it before coming on here, it was really just oh, I believe the guys in the locker room. It just doesn't sound like there's a sense of accountability right here, because he brought up something oh, these guys, they go through everyone in this locker room has gone through bad things in the past, and they eventually come out on the other side. But it's just Joe. You're saying, oh, we can have a good, there are ways where the way we're playing, something I'm trying to remember fully what he said. It was we've had a really bad 2.5 weeks, but it's also just as easy to go on a really good span of 2.5 weeks. I'm Joe, have you seen this team? Have you seen this team in the way they played? And you believe they're going to eventually get out of this? You fully believe that this team is eventually going to get out of this? Are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah, I know it's only June, but you're so many ways out of You're so many ways out of the division at this point. What are you, more than 10 games out of first place in this division? I just don't know how. I don't know how. Yeah, I know your schedule does get easier, but can I rely on this team doing this? They can't win close games. They're 3-10 in close games this year. 3-10. 3-10. Can I rely on this? No, I can't. That's why I'm in that's basically why I'm in, see it until I believe it at this point. I have to see it in order to believe it. Like right now, this team just isn't proving it at all. At all. Julian says Joe Girardi gets fired. Who's the manager? I don't want Dusty as the manager. He's a pretty bad third base coach as it is. I'm not sure who would they bring in to be the manager. I'm sure it'll be one of the bench guys right now. Like, who's the Phillies bench coach right now? Let me see, bench coach. I'm not sure the name right now. Rob Thompson. Rob Thompson right now currently is the bench coach. I'm not sure who would they go to. I know Larry Bowa is still part of this team, I think. I'm honestly not even sure. You got Figueroa, you got Dusty Wathan, Kevin Long, even though he's the batting coach. Who would they make manager? Maybe they'll do Rob Thompson for a short stint until they can find someone. But that's at the end of the day. You still got to wait until Joe Girardi eventually does get fired, because at this point, it's more sooner rather than later that he does get fired. Because right now, you do have to make a move. You got to do. You just cannot let this stay. You cannot let this stay right now. Right now, the first thing you got to do is fire the manager, see if that sparks anything. Because you're not making any trades right now. Like, no team in baseball does that, make any major trades early in the season. That just doesn't happen. Right now, your move is fire the manager. And who knows when that's going to happen. Is Dave going to do it? I don't know. But I'm still like, I do see a lot of Dave Dombrowski hate too, which is some way I don't really agree with, because Dave Dombrowski, yeah, there's a lot of things that, yes, he brought to this team, but there's a lot of things that he envisioned right now isn't going the way it is. Specifically, what I was talking about with the DH. But then also Dave Dombrowski was brought in here. Really, his goal right now is completely reshaping this organization from top to bottom, starting with the minor leagues, really changing that development system, really trying to change everything down there. From single A, triple A, double A, everything down there. The international team signings that they do, like everything basically in the development system, he is trying to fix. That is right there. And then right now, yeah. So Dave Dombrowski, I still believe in him because he does have a track record in this league of winning. He won with the Marlins when they first came in. He was responsible for those really successful Detroit Tigers teams in the mid to late 2000s, in the early 2010s. And he was responsible for the Boston Red Sox team that won the World Series in 2018. Yeah, does he leave your farm system in peril when he leaves? Yeah, that's definitely part of the Dave Dombrowski experience. But right now, he was the one that, one of the guys that built up that Detroit Tigers team in the mid to early 2000s. Well, the mid to late 2000s, like I said. But just right now, we're in a really bad spot. That's really it. Really have nothing else to say on that point, because it's really just repeating the same things every single game. It's because of the way they lose every single game. I don't know at this point. It's really just like mind-boggling. It really is. I just can't describe it. AJ says, welcome to what it's like being a Mets fan for years. I know Mets fans have had it rough, but at least you made the playoffs recently more than us. You made the World Series in 2015, and also you made the playoffs in 2016. So at least you don't have a 10 to 11 year drought. At least you have that for you. JT says what AJ said. Travis says, tired of this team, 11 out and not even in June yet. Yeah, really bad spot right now. Really bad spot. I don't know. It's not even June yet, and I'm like really, like seriously, it's Memorial Day. Also, happy Memorial Day, everyone. Happy Memorial Day and everything like that. Everything, thinking about all the people that have sacrificed their lives for this country just to honor that and everything like that. It's a great day, just overall sucks with the Phillies right now. It really does. Seriously, it's 2 days away from June, and I'm like this disconnected. I really am. I don't know. A lot of things to say. I am. So I think this is where I'm going to call it, everyone. So I appreciate everyone here for joining the live feed as always. Thank you for joining up. If you have any thoughts and opinions, do not forget to leave it in the comment section down below. I like to see those as always. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out everything that is down in the description below. The Painted Lions, BrodesMedia, Florida podcast, everything like that. Check those down in the description below. I appreciate that. Do not forget to drop, hit the subscribe button as well. Also, don't forget to use the code TTP Sports for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek, everyone. Thank you for joining the stream, and I will see you next time. My head.